Welcome to The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're here today because we are going to reverse engineer what is, without a doubt, one of the most explosive enterprise tech stories to break in recent memory. We're looking at a fundamental shift in how software is created, driven by a company that is turning the traditional venture capital landscape completely upside down. So we're going to unpack exactly what they're doing, how they're doing it, and why the market is reacting the way it is, using the raw data and reports driving this massive narrative. Okay, take a second to really absorb those zeros. $25 billion. That's billion with a B. That is the jaw-dropping valuation that Cognition AI, which is a practically brand new startup, is currently approaching in early funding discussions. You know, in the world of enterprise technology, a $25 billion valuation is a massive milestone. It's usually reserved for companies that have spent a decade or more just grinding out market share. But for this company, it's a completely different story, and the sheer velocity of this valuation is it's almost unheard of. Okay, let's dive into this. As reported by Bloomberg on April 23rd, this $25 billion figure would represent more than double the valuation the company achieved just 7 months prior. I mean, really think about that for a moment. To double a massive multi-billion-dollar valuation in a little over half a year requires a catalyst that fundamentally disrupts the status quo. It's a mind-bending speed of growth. It's the kind of thing that has every single major player in Silicon Valley turning their heads and asking, wait, what exactly do they have? Which brings us to Section 1, a $25 billion startup, financial mechanics. So Cognition AI is actively in early discussions to raise a new funding round that's going to more than double its value in under a year. The timeline here is what's truly staggering to me, because valuations, they aren't just arbitrary numbers plucked out of thin air, right? They're a direct reflection of market confidence and extreme demand. For investors to willingly double the price tag in a matter of months, they have to be seeing underlying metrics and underlying technology that completely rewrites the rules of enterprise software. So the obvious mystery here is, what exactly is the product? That leads us directly into our second section, Meet Devin, the autonomous AI engineer. So the crucial point is, to really understand this, we have to draw a very stark line between what existed before and what Cognition AI has actually built. Historically, we've had code suggestion tools, right? Basically incredibly smart autocomplete that helps a human programmer type faster. But Devin is positioned as something entirely different. It's a fully autonomous AI software engineer. The human is no longer doing the heavy lifting here. The AI is operating independently. Let's actually walk through this step by step to see how Devin operates, because this really shows the technological leap we're talking about. Step 1, it reads the specification. It literally understands what the software is supposed to do. Step 2, it writes the code from scratch. Step 3, it tests that code to ensure it actually works, actively hunting down its own bugs. And then step 4, it deploys that working code. It's an end-to-end agent capable of taking a complex task all the way to completion. You see, this isn't just a digital assistant anymore. This is a digital colleague. And knowing that, it's instantly obvious why enterprise software teams are absolutely clamoring for this solution. Look, every single company building software struggles with development bottlenecks. They all want to speed up software delivery. But historically, the only real way to do that was to hire more engineers, which is frankly incredibly expensive and slow. Devin's framing resonates so powerfully because it promises to eliminate those bottlenecks and accelerate delivery without the need to proportionally scale up your human engineering headcount. It is literally the ultimate efficiency dream for any enterprise. And that enterprise hunger brings us to Section 3, exploding revenue, the trajectory. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why investors are throwing billions of dollars at this company. Just consider the leap between these 2 points in time. We're talking about annualized run rate revenue, or ARR. Back in late 2024, they were sitting at roughly $1 million. Fast forward to mid-2025, and that number absolutely explodes to $73 million. That is a $72 million jump in a matter of months. It's the kind of momentum that makes venture capitalists drop literally everything else they're doing. This is a growth rate that very, very few software products at any scale can match. Whether you're a scrappy startup or a massive tech behemoth, jumping from 1 to 73 million in ARR in this kind of time frame is almost mathematically unheard of. It proves that the demand for an autonomous AI software engineer isn't just some theoretical whiteboard concept. It's undeniable, aggressive market traction. Companies aren't just interested, they are opening their wallets and buying in massive quantities right now. Which naturally shifts our focus to Section 4, the AI coding arms race, the competition. Notice the specific term driving this frenzy. generational platform shift. This is exactly what investors are calling the current environment. It means we're witnessing a fundamental change in the technology landscape. Think about the dawn of the internet or the massive shift to mobile. Because it's a generational shift, it's drawing massive, heavy investments into brand new categories. AI coding tools have become one of the most competitive and well-funded segments in the entire tech industry. Cognition is definitely not alone here. Several other major players are heavily investing in building their own autonomous coding products to capture this serious enterprise attention. Now, before we go crowning a definitive winner, we do need a quick reality check. These funding talks are still in their early stages, and terms could absolutely change before any round is finalized. Deals of this magnitude, they're incredibly complex. However, if this valuation holds, Cognition is on the verge of joining a very small, highly exclusive group of private AI companies with truly stratospheric valuations. They've established a powerful early dominance in a highly lucrative category. Which leaves us with the ultimate question to take away from this explainer. Over the next 6 months, can Cognition deepen its enterprise integration and actually defend its early lead as larger and much better funded competitors inevitably move into this exact same space? I mean, they have the explosive growth, they have the magical product in Devin, and they have that $25 billion valuation in their sights. But in a generational platform shift, the corporate tech war is really only just beginning. Keep an eye on this space because it's moving at the speed of light. Thank you so much for joining me to unpack this fascinating story and keep learning.